Hello, my name is Jennifer. Thank you so much for joining me today, where we're going to go over a few miscellaneous items that may not have been covered in previous videos. At this time, I'd like to share with you how to change your customer prospecting status follow-up time. So as a reminder, here in EverLogic, I have a follow-up reminder set up for me. And you may have in your profile set up for the follow-up interval that's allowed for you to change here in the number of minutes. Always make sure, of course, that you save when you make those changes. When you do so and you receive this pop-up follow-up message in the lower right-hand corner of your EverLogic window, you can click on the link and it will automatically take you to the customer follow-up window. Now, this is where I have different prospects that I may have marked as hot customer. So I have one hot customer to follow up on. I have a warm customer that I should be following up with, and also there's a cold customer. And I want to show you how you can set the timeline for these follow-ups. While we're here, I'd like to also point out that I also have some customers that are unclassified. I can actually double click on one of the customers from this list and go in and make the selection of the status here in the prospecting area. If you haven't already been using this, it will be a great tool for your salespeople to follow up with customers. So as I hover on this window, you'll see that there is a green pop-up that shows how many days of follow-up is currently set. Okay, I'm going to close this and let's go over to the System Setup tab. And from the System Setup tab, I'm going to System Rules. And these rules apply to my cells. So for cells, I see the cold days follow-up rule, and it shows that currently it is set for 30 days. I can click on that rule and make a change to the answer. So maybe I want to follow up in 25 days. Click OK, and then again, always remember to click the Save button. And here is my hot days follow-up. My hot days follow-up is currently set at 2 days. Maybe I want to change this to 5, or maybe change it to 1. Always click OK, and then remember to save at the top. The others we have available are the warm follow-up days, and then you also have inactive follow-up days that you can click on and make the change just like we showed before. And now I'd like to go over deleting and or deactivating a customer in EverLogic. So at this time I'm looking at Edward Wiggins, my customer, and I'd like to point out there is the active button. He is currently an active customer. If I remove that active button and go to search for a customer, we'll do our search for Mr. Wiggins. And you'll notice when I search, Mr. Wiggins will not show here, as there is a radio button that is checked for active customers. So if you're looking for a customer that may have been inadvertently marked as inactive, you will need to remove the check mark when you're doing your search. So then you see Mr. Wiggins does show once I've removed that active customer check mark. I can then open his record and then go back in to make him as an active customer again, and always be sure to save. All right, you also have the option to delete a customer, and that is the option that's here on your toolbar. I suggest not deleting customers. Instead, you may want to consider merging customers if you have multiple entries for the same individual. So I encourage you to view the article on merging customers if you have multiple entries for one individual. At this time, I'd like to show you how you can transfer your parts between different locations. Click on the Parts and Service tab. We're going down to Transfer Parts. You'll select the location you want to transfer the parts from, and then select the location you would like to transfer the parts to. You will then search for your parts and click the Add button. Make your selection of the part that you wish to transfer. And we can do multiple parts at the same time. Now, once you get your parts down into the part box, you'll want to make sure to note how many you would like to transfer to the new location. Key that into the field under Quantity to Transfer, and then click the Transfer button. You'll receive a message indicating the transfer has been complete, and it's just that simple to transfer parts in EverLogic. At this time, I'd like to show you how you can add a non-part part to an invoice or an RO. A non-part part might be used when you're selling snacks at your counter, or maybe a t-shirt from your gift shop. So you can do this from an invoice or a repair order. Today I'm going to use an invoice as an example. So we're going to the Parts and Service tab, and I'll start a new invoice. So in the section where you add the part itself, you can start by adding an asterisk, and when you add the asterisk, EverLogic will automatically fill in to add a non-part part. I'm going to enter, and you'll notice that all of the details are showing blank. I can then go in and maybe put here that they're buying a bag of Doritos. And then I can scroll over, maybe they're going to buy 2 bags of Doritos. And then I would manually fill in how much the selling price for those Doritos are. Of course, you can include the costs here if you would like. And then as I complete everything here, it shows my total, and then I can go and continue with the invoice and close it out as usual. At this time, I would like to show you how you can add a discount or remove a discount from all items on an invoice and or a repair order. Today I'm using an invoice as an example. At this time I have John Barnes on an invoice, and as you notice I have 5 different parts selected. As I scroll to the right, please notice that John Barnes is a customer that already has a 5% discount assigned to his customer profile in EverLogic. So it's automatically set here to take 5% off of each of these parts, which is displayed in red in the accounting panel to the right. What I'm showing you today is how you can right-click in the parts area and then choose Add Discount. Initially, I am going to click on Override Customer Discount and then click OK. And then please notice how that has removed the discount that was originally assigned to John Barnes as a customer. I'm going to use this same example to right-click again and add a discount. This time I am going to remove the current discount, okay, and right-click again to add the discount. At this time I'm going to change and make a selection to add a discount per this transaction. Now you will add a discount amount here. I'm going to key in $10, and I need to include the reason that I'm giving this discount, and then click OK. When I use the discount by transaction, please notice the discount amount in red in the accounting panel. It takes that amount off of the entire invoice bill. Again, this would work the same in an RO. This is when you right-click, add discount, and that is a discount by transaction. Okay, I'm going to show another, so I'm going to remove that discount. Please notice it no longer shows in the accounting panel. And then I will right-click again to show the last option, discount each part by a rate. I'm going to enter the rate of 5% and include my reason for this discount, and then click OK. You'll now notice that each part shows the 5% discount in the discount column, and that total discount amount is shown in red on the right in the accounting panel. You would then continue to close out the invoice or RO as usual. At this time, I'm going to show you how you can special order a part from a repair order. I have this repair order for Betty Davis already displayed for us, and I'm going to access the Part Items tab, where you will find a column here marked as Add to PO. So, for instance, I may not have enough of the skylight exterior here that's selected, so I can place a check mark in the box under the Add to PO column. And then above you have two buttons. You can choose to add to a new PO or add to an existing PO. I'm going to choose Add to a new PO. You will then notice how the PO comes up and automatically shows the order type as special order. I'm going to double click to add my order date and time, and then you'll notice as I scroll to the right that it has automatically captured this is a special order. It's for Betty Davis, and it also includes the RO number that I placed this special order from. We'll save this. So now I have this PO number that's going to be attached to the RO. This part is now on that repair order. Now it does not indicate that that PO has been received yet. You will need to go through the normal procedure of receiving your PO, which is covered in another article and video. So I recommend that you view that for additional assistance. At this time, I'm going to show you how to create labor codes and part kits. So I'm on the System Setup tab here, and I'm going to access the part kits. Now there are some that I already have in the system, but I do want to show you there is a new button here that you can click on and add the title or name and description of the part kit that you are adding as the new one. I'm going to use a tire change as an example. So I'm going to open here. I already have this one created. You'll see the name and description as tire change, and it is marked as active, okay? So as I have that line selected, I can click on the button to add, edit part kit items. So in this part kit, I want to add some tires. And I can choose the tires that I would like to select, and then I would probably need 4 of those maybe. If you want to leave it at 1 and then change it on your repair order, that's up to you. I'm going to indicate that I'm doing a quantity of 4 tires for this change, and then maybe we need to add some bolts or something of that nature there, and we'll say I need 16 of those for 4 for each tire. And then moving right along, I now need to click Save. I have now saved these 2 parts into that 1 part kit for the tire change. Always make sure that you click on the Save button. So now when I go back in to see the tire change, I'll click the Add or Edit Part Kit Items, and you'll notice those parts remain. All right, at this time I'm going to show you how to add a part kit onto an invoice. You can also add a part kit to a repair order if necessary. The example I'm using today is on this invoice, and I'm going to right click in the parts area and add a part kit. From the part kit selection window, click the down drop menu, and then you can make your selection of the part kits that are available to you in EverLogic. I'm going to use the camp entertainment package that I've set up. You click the Add button. Now this window does remain open, so if in case you wanted to add additional part kits, otherwise you can close that, and then you'll notice from that one part kit that I selected, there are 3 different parts that are now on the invoice for me to cash out as usual. At this time I'm going to show you how you can update your labor rates. If this were to ever be necessary, you will go over to the System Setup tab and then choose Repair Order Types. I'm going to double click and open my retail repair order type, and the external rate is listed here. So if you ever need to make a change to this rate, you will enter the new rate in this field, click OK, and then always remember to save. I would also like to point out the multi-type. As I open that form, you'll notice there are 3 different rates. The first field is marked with an R. This is your retail rate. The second field is marked with an I. This is for your internal rate. And the third field is marked with a W. This is for your warranty labor rate. And these could be different as you see shown here. You'll make the updates for each of those rates, click OK, and then always make sure you save. Whenever you are making changes to your labor rate, you should also consider those labor codes that may have these rates that you need to make changes to. You can then go to your System Setup tab and then select your labor codes. Search for the labor code that you need to make the change to, and then open by double clicking, and then here is where you'll find the fields indicating the labor rate on these labor codes. You can make the changes here, and then remember to click the Save button. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. We look forward to working with you again soon.